Good day, everybody. How are we doing? Hope we're having a very merry one. I was about to get merrier because I am Charlie Merriman. Oops. Need to move my microphone closer, don't I? I'm merry by name and I'm merry by nature, and it is my pleasure to see you all this very eve. How are we? Or whatever time of day it might be for you all. Time for some shiny hunting. Got my copy of Pokemon Silver, got my Game Boy Advance SP. That's right, the ones from my childhood. And we'll see if Totodile will shine tonight. This is my Pokemon Silver Dream Team quest. I started it in January. The resets here in Professor Elm's lab are quite slow. But we will get there. I might double up on this hunt, but we've currently reached halfway to odds. Not bad. Nearly at 4,096, and full odds are 8,192. It would be amazing if this Totodile were to shine before we reach odds at 8,192. But obviously there's no telling, there's nothing we can do to improve our odds at all. We just got to reset until we get this. Pokemon Silver is my favourite game of all time, be it a Pokemon game or not. So it's going to be amazing playing through with a full shiny team, and that is my aim. And you can find... Actually, no, I haven't updated the description yet with the shiny members of my team, but I'll talk about them in this stream. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Let's hang out and let's shiny hunt, and let's maybe even find Totodile tonight. That would be incredible. Hello, Alan. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a merry day. We've reached over halfway through the week, everybody. Congratulations. Welcome in. Hope you are looking forward to chilling out tonight with this shiny hunting stream. So with that being said, let's get into things, shall we? Here is the screen. Crucial to see the screen so that we can see the encounters. Yeah, as you can see, 4,068. I've been doing some resets off stream to try and speed things along. And not bad progress. Not bad progress. The key with shiny hunting is do something else alongside. It's very, of course, very tedious, very monotonous if the only thing you're focusing on is the shiny hunt. So streaming, chatting with everyone here, that's something that keeps me going. And when I'm shiny hunting in the evenings, I will watch a video in the background. There'll be a podcast on in the background, for example. And that makes the encounters fly by, and who knows, by the end of it, you might end up with an incredibly rare... Oops. I have to click away from my window in order to increase the counter without changing the scene that I've got set up in my stream. Anyway, you might end up with a wonderful buddy at the end of it. I have a lot of nostalgia, of course, for the shiny sparkles in this generation. This is the generation that introduced shiny Pokemon. Pokemon Silver was, I mean, as I say, it's my favourite game of all time, but it's also the Pokemon game that I'm most connected with when I was younger. While playing Pokemon, I was just the right age for it to come out, I guess. And lo and behold, here we are today, and I'm a caster for the Pokemon Video Game Championship Series, and I've lent into content creation for Pokemon as well. So, yeah, profound effect. When I played through Pokemon Silver when I was younger, I found a totally random shiny Kakuna. Pretty early on in a playthrough, I would reset my save file over and over and over again because I love this game so much. And yeah, I found a random shiny Kakuna. You do, of course, meet the scripted shiny, the Red Gyarados, in this game. So I was already aware of what shinies were. And just, it's one of those things where you think, did that just happen? Because shiny is just a 1 in 8,192 chance of appearing in this game. Vanishingly rare, and the hold it has over the Pokemon community is quite astonishing. Hello Luke, good evening to you. Hope you're having a very good one. I was pleased to read that you had a very chill weekend. Those are the vibes we like to see at the weekend. How has everyone been doing today? What's been on the agenda? I was working on the script for my EUIC video, which I'm really excited for. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I obviously want to make it as good as it possibly can be. But I aim to give a bit of an insight into what it's like to cast events. Essentially, I haven't seen really any other content about that, quite what I'm doing with it. All the prep that goes in, what sort of uniquely qualifies me to be a caster, The things I like to take care of before going on the desk to cast. And telling the story of the tournament, both as it is and from, of course, my perspective. So I'm very excited for you all to see that, and it felt good to finally start working on the script. I did start working on the video last week, but sort of the premise of the video, but I found over the weekend as the dust settled that I can make this more personal, I can make this more unique. It was originally more just sort of vlog and telling the story of the tournament. So yeah, I really enjoy writing. That's one of the reasons why I lent into content creation in the first place. So it feels good to do that. I love doing my podcast as well, but scripted content is really why I started to lean into this side of things. And speaking of the podcast, the next episode of that dropped today, featuring Alex Dow, Pokemon trading card game caster. He was casting EUIC as well for the trading card game. I, of course, cast for the video game. He's a really chill presence. Really lovely guy. So check that out if you haven't already. It's on the audio apps and it's on YouTube. In fact, it's linked below. And also today, someone very dear to me, in fact, my cousin, is writing music for my channel and my podcast, which is very exciting. Luke, I know you are a music maker yourself, and I hope that you enjoy the vibe that we're going with. I've sort of been listening to a couple of drafts at this point over the last month or so, and hopefully we'll be good to go on that front for the channel anniversary, which is second week of April, I believe. I am just going to move this camera slightly closer so that the screen is hopefully a little bit clearer. That's much worse. Let me just lift that up. You're sure you will, Luke? Well, let's hope so. I know we've shared our sort of music tastes before. Maybe that's worse, actually. Maybe that's worse. That was less clear. And yeah, I know we have some overlap in terms of the music that we listen to. So. Okay. I think the ideal is a little bit higher with the webcam, but angled down more. Or is that just like what it was before? Maybe that is better. So that was exciting. Also, yeah, promoting the episode that came out today. I was taking care of a couple of other little bits of admin. Did a workout today. Yeah. I was also over lunch watching Cecil Lily's video that she put out about Chikorita. Really interesting video about whether the dislike of Chikorita. We've had so many females so far on tonight's stream. Speaking of what I'm about to say, the dislike of Chikorita is rooted in misogyny. It's a really interesting exploration. I still haven't finished it, but really baffling to see some of the adverts that used to go out for video games back in the 90s, and just how sort of male gaze focused they were. So yeah, busy day as always. There's always so much to do when you're creating content, but very stimulating indeed. Yeah, that is a little bit clearer. What's everyone else been up to today? What's been on the agenda for your Wednesdays? And what are you doing tonight alongside the stream? So we're approaching half odds here, 4,096. Will this Totodile shine before half odds? As you can see, the resets take a relatively long time. It'll be great to get into a hump where we can just run in the grass. You'll also have noticed that I'm not checking every single Totodile. Sometimes I reset before I actually look at the Totodile on the screen. That's because, if you're new to this hunt, the way shininess works in Generation 2 for Totodile at least, it cannot be female, and it cannot have an HP stat of anything other than 20. If either of those things aren't the case, then it definitively will not be shiny. So there we go. HP stat of 21, can't be shiny. I actually haven't seen that many Totodile themselves on tonight's stream so far. Does mean quicker resets, but obviously ultimately we want to find the shiny. I interviewed WOLFE GLICK last night for the podcast. Alright, as I mentioned that the latest episode was out, but I didn't say what the premise of the podcast is. We take a deeper dive into the life stories of people in the community, in the Pokemon community, and discover the 6 Pokemon they would choose for their dream team along the way, the 6 Pokemon that mean the most to them. For the 50th episode, which is coming up in the first week of April, that will be when I release WOLFE GLICK's episode, and I had a really good chat with Wolf last night. We had a good laugh. It was interesting to hear tales about him that people won't know. And that's the whole point of the podcast, to showcase more about these people we see a lot, but we actually don't get to know them themselves very well. You're excited for that episode, Luke? Yeah, I'm pleased to hear it. I can't wait to put it out there. And of course, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, 5:45 GMT as ever. Continuing my Ledian soloing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond run. Last week, for the first time, we made it past Flint, the Fire-type Elite Four member. I've soloed the game up to this point with Ledian. So it's just the Elite Four to go. Flint had been an issue for a long time, especially with that Focus Sash Infernape. But last week, for the first time, we beat Flint. Then we went down against... we failed against Lucian. It was a very unfortunate freeze. And Iris just did not thaw. But tomorrow we try again. And actually another thing I did today while working out was level up Ledian a little bit. Of course, we're now level 81. And the higher the level gets, the harder it is to level up, the longer it takes. Because the more experience points you need. So, you know, wherever I can, wherever I have spare time, I will level up Iris or Ledian. In terms of the other targets on this quest, everybody. So, for Alligator, also Fortress. Love bug types. I think Fortress are really cool. Bug Steel, great combination. A lot of them, to be honest, are just because I have a fascination with these Pokemon since I was young. Also, Espeon. That's my preferred out of Umbreon and Espeon. Again, yeah, it evolves via happiness in Generation 2. It takes a long time to evolve your Eevee into Umbreon or Espeon. Yeah, big fan of Espeon. Kingdra, of course, my favourite Pokemon. The idea of meeting a shiny Horsey in the Whirl Islands. Oh, iconic. Incredible. It's my favourite, partly because it represents Generation 2, partly because it evolves from a Generation 1 Pokemon, and technically the first Pokemon game I did play was Blue. It was just Silver that got me really into Pokemon. Water Dragon, great combination. It's competitively not entirely unviable, and that's important to me as a caster as well. I love the design, all sorts of reasons why Kindra's my favourite Pokemon. And then Piloswine, Ice is my favourite type. I love the Ice Path, I think it's an iconic location. Fond memories of spending time on Ice Path when I was younger. And then Skarmory or Xatu. The encounters for Skarmory might be a little bit too brutal, they might be a little bit too slow. In which case we'll go for Xatu, but frankly I'd be happy with either of them. I think they're both really cool Pokemon. Steel Flying, fairly unique combination. Not totally unique anymore. So that's very cool. And Xatu, that patch of grass it appears in the ruins of Alpha, and even then only after you've got surf and fairly tucked away. I love the design of Xatu, and I also love the design of Skarmory, and the encounters with Natu will be so much kinder, let's say, than the encounters of Skarmory, so... yeah, so I'm excited for that. Alongside this, just in my downtime, I'm playing through Pokemon Crystal, which is a joy. I am nearly at the Elite Four now, actually. My team is... it will be Typhlosion, still a Quilava thus far. And in fact, yeah, I beat Claire last week. And still a Quilava. It's amazing how they keep the levels lower in that game because, of course, you've then got the Kanto section of the game afterwards. But, let me just focus my camera again. So it will be Typhlosion, Politoed. I still need to train that. I still want it to learn a couple more moves before I evolve it, because once you evolve Poliwhirl into Politoed, it no longer has the ability to learn certain moves. Next would be Donphan, Ursaring, Shiny Jinx. From the Odd Egg in Crystal, it's got much higher shiny rate. So I hatched a shiny Smoochum. I wasn't going for Smoochum in particular. It was just sort of the first thing that shone. Having said that, the first thing that shone was actually Cleffa, but I already had the normal type covered with Ursaring. So then the next phase was Smoochum, and I stuck with that. So shiny Jinx and Umbreon. Since I'm using Espeon in this challenge, I thought I'd go for Umbreon in that one. And yeah, evolved. It may have evolved into Umbreon last week. Having a great time with that. I'm now at the point where you're just going back through and using all your newly found HMs to get to the areas you can never get before. I always love that bit in a Pokemon game. Just going back through and seeing what secrets there are on offer. Like last night, I did that bit to the west of where the daycare is, where you surf and there are some trainers there, and if you beat them all, then you get the soft sand held item, which would be great for my Donphan, boosting the power of ground type moves. Anyone else a fan of that time, playing through Pokemon games? Those areas that we newly unlocked with the HMs and going back through the entire map, accessing them all. Well, hello, Emerald, doing very Charlo. I like that little combination of Charlie and hello. I'm doing great, thanks, Emerald. How are you doing? Busy day as ever, as I was saying before. Working on my EUIC video, which is really exciting. And what have you been up to today? I hope you're having a merry one. I am also nearly at 850 subscribers. I think I'm at 847 right now. Just 3 away. So all help towards that. Hugely appreciates all likes and subscribes. If we reach... If I get 3 more subscribers by tomorrow, then I will have gained 15 a week. Not bad. Not bad at all. Channel anniversary coming up in a month's time. As I said, music for the channel and the podcast being composed right now, as we speak. 50th episode of the podcast will come out featuring WOLFE GLICK. Recorded with Wolf last night. Had a fantastic chat with Wolf, as I was saying earlier. Channel memberships hopefully will be going live around mid-April as well. So it's an exciting time for the channel. And as I say, EUIC video taking a different form from other videos I've seen about competitive Pokemon. It's the event from the perspective of the caster and how I harness my unique background experience as an actor and writer to bring to the events and hopefully enhance them. Trying a new direction for the content, and we'll see how it goes. I'm, still fairly early days. I'm only approaching the first anniversary. So still looking in a stage of throwing paint at the wall and seeing what sticks. 4,096, everybody. So this is exactly half odds now. Will we get a half odds shiny Totodile? Let us find out. No, we won't. But there was a chance. He's male. His HP stat was 20. Those are the requirements for it to be shiny in this generation. But no, not this time. Alas. Hello, Double T. Good to see you. The Wolf Chat, thank you so much for asking. It did indeed go smoothly, thank you. We had a great time. We had a lot of fun. Had a good laugh. And I can't wait for people to hear it. Taking a bit of a deeper dive into Wolf and, you know, get to know those things that people might not be familiar with if you just see him at tournaments or on stream. You don't get to know the person behind the Pokemon as much. Hello, Snickers Bar, as well. Great to see you here. What an exciting episode 50. Yeah, certainly is. Certainly is. Very much looking forward to having people listen to that, because I had a great chat with Wolf. How are you doing, Snickers Bar, and how are you doing, Double T? How have your Wednesdays been? I stream Shiny Hunting on Wednesdays, and the whole point is that it's a complete antithesis from the more chaotic, let's say, VGC streams that I do on Tuesdays. And then tomorrow is somewhere in between, trying to beat the Elite Four with just Ledian. I mean, it's a roller coaster for sure. Maybe actually the Ledian runs are the most chaotic streams. But anyway, Shiny Hunting nestled nicely and relaxingly in between the two. No worries, Double T. I didn't see you. Oh, yeah, so you did send it twice. But that's fine. Absolutely fine. Finding new locations, items. 4,100 resets, everybody. Trainers and Pokemon, accent stuff we couldn't before is good in Pokemon games. Totally agree, as I was saying earlier, Emerald. Yeah, anyone else a fan of that? I was just saying I love that time when you've got all the HMs, you can now go back and access all those areas you couldn't before. Seeing what secrets lie in store. I was winning my last battle yesterday. Thank you very much, Emerald. Thank you. Yeah, I was battling with Lunala yesterday. Bezam Hunters' Vancouver Regional Championships winning team. Went pretty well. I think we have 4 wins and 1 loss overall. This is, of course, just best of 1 closed team sheet. And I haven't been doing enough battles to reach Master Ball tier yet. I'm in Ultra Ball. Yeah, I'm now in Ultra Ball tier. In fact, I'm just 1 battle away from reaching Master Ball, so... yeah, very soon indeed. We hope. Anyway. Yeah, it felt like a good team. Lunala, Power Herb, great way of running it, especially with Indeedee and Helping Hand too. Glad you've been doing good. Yeah, fantastic to see you in the streams as well. What have you been up to recently? Thank you very much, Emerald. I was pleased with the battle results yesterday. I'm a big fan of... Speaking of, you know, accessing those areas you can't before once you've got access to the HMs, etc. I'm a big fan of Mount Mortar in Generation 2. And Dark Cave. I guess specifically Mount Mortar because there is literally nothing sort of necessary to the plot in its existence. It's just a big sprawling cave that you can choose to explore. If you never set foot in Mount Mortar, there are no ramifications. It's just a place to get lost in. You can battle loads of trainers. It does have some nice goodies in there as well. But I just think that sort of thing adds so much to the lore and to the depth, the richness of experience in Pokemon. Of course, in Mount Mortar, you can meet the, they call him the Karate King, I think, who will give you a Tyrogue if you can beat him. Which is very cool. I think Mount Mortar is also the location of the Dragon Scale that you have to find to evolve Seadra into Kingdra. So obviously I have a particular soft spot for Mount Mortar for that reason too. There's like a... I think Mount Mortar is where there's a 1% chance of finding a Marill too. So yeah, lots of fond memories of Mount Mortar. Can I help you settle something, please? Double T. Fire away. Intrigued to hear. Did your senior year recital last week, so you couldn't watch streams. No worries. Ah, oh, well done. That must feel so good, Snickersbar, to have your senior year recital out the way. Wow, what were you playing? That's really fascinating, Snickersbar. Wow, and now you just have more time on your hands. I hope you're enjoying doing some chilling, and honoured to have you here in the stream as the site of your chilling. Meteor Falls, yeah, good one, Snickersbar. And Emerald. More of Meteor Falls, how much deep you can go in. Dragon Tamers and Elasrum Bagon, yeah, true. Meteor Falls is really cool. I think Mount Mortar overall is bigger, or at least it feels bigger. Maybe it's just because you walk more slowly. In Generation 2. I'm pretty sure it is bigger. There are more floors and things. But yeah, Bagon on that little patch of land. Absolutely huge. The Reggie Caves. Yep, true, Emerald. Hello, Tom. Good to see you. How are you doing? Thanks so much for stopping by. How's your Arceus hunt going? And congratulations on that Jirachi that you found. Absolutely incredible. What's the latest hunt that you're working on, Tom? The Rager Caves Emerald. Yeah, so I guess they're less sprawling than something like Mount Mortar. Working out what you have to do by reading the Braille is certainly really, really cool. The dive spots where yeah, you find the Braille and you have to jump through those crazy hoops. Like, what was it? Relicanth first and Wailord last or something. They're more sprawling, I guess, but yeah, oh, such an exciting time. $5,150 resets for Arceus, so you're more than half odds. That's good to hear, Tom. Getting through them pretty quickly. I'm currently thinking that if we reach odds for this hunt, so if we reach 8,192, then I will double up on it. I have a copy of Pokemon Gold I can use for this too. Currently, that copy of Pokemon Gold is all ready to receive my Poliwhirl holding the King's Rock so that it can evolve into Politoed. Obviously, we can't make that trade if we are engaged in the first partner hunt on Pokemon Silver. But ideally, this Totodile shines before full odds. But there's no knowing. You played Debussy's Sweet Burger Mask, which has Claire de Lune. Ah, yeah, of course, Snickersbar. You might have mentioned that before, actually. I apologise if you did. Wow. how beautiful that music is. Are you pleased with how the recital went, Snickers Bar? And do you have a favourite piece of music to play? 5150 is crazy. Well, it's not even full odds, Snickers Bar, so, you know, got to brace ourselves for the longer hunt sometimes, and that even isn't the very long hunt, 5150 so far. Currently going for Goomy in Y. Cool. 315 counts so far. Yeah. Goomy. I picked up a little plushy Goomy at EUIC, Tom. Would you like to meet Debbie? There she is. Some Pokemon just come out so much better as plushies than others. And Goomy was just irresistible. Perfect shape, perfect size. I hadn't planned to pick up a Goomy, but what can I say? It just seemed too perfect not to. I enjoyed your EUIC video, Tom. Did I comment on that? I really meant to if I haven't. Really appreciated the shout out that you gave to all the silly jokes I was telling and things. Maybe I just told you in stream, but I meant to comment. Either way, yeah, thank you. I hugely appreciated that, Tom. Yeah, enjoyed seeing your purchases there. But good luck for the Goomy hunt. Really cool hunt. Maybe one I'll have to try myself sometime. Hello, Emerald. So, have I done any of the home Pokedex to get the shiny Pokemon that have come out? I haven't, actually. Emerald. Because there's no expiration on those distributions, I just haven't even started. I mean, I say that. What's frustrating is I've completed the Pokedex in all of these games, but I just haven't done it in home. That's going to mean, like, refinding the first evolutions and things. And maybe there wouldn't be actually too much more to do, but yeah. I don't know, I'm not really in a Dex-filling mood right now. I'm enjoying the other things I'm doing. But good question. Good question, Emerald. How about you? And how about anyone else in chat? Have you been doing the shiny Pokemon distributions for completing home Pokedexes? When in doubt, whip out the second game. Double hunting is a dream. Yeah. I think one annoying thing about this hunt, though, Tom, is that it's so easy to get desynced. If you can see it's not male on that nickname screen, then you have to reset. If you can see that the HP stat is not 20 on the screen that we're about to see, then you have to reset. So I guess it would still be quicker, but not quite as straightforward, I guess. Also, I'm trying to work out how, because I want to film my Game Boy, so I'm trying to work out how that would work for my webcam. Have to zoom out more, I guess, but then wouldn't be able to see the screen as clearly. All of these boring considerations too. Hello, Ethan. Good to see you. How are you doing? Thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you're having a merry day, and I hope it's about to get merrier. How is your day going, Ethan? Small Goomy indeed, Tom. So small. The first piece didn't go so well, but the rest of it did go well, Snickers Bar. Well, hey. At least some of it went well. And also, we are our own harshest critics, of course. I have no doubt that the mistakes that you noticed were barely perceptible to people listening and watching. Thank you for waving hello to Goomy as well, Snickers Bar. Her name is Debbie. For no particular reason, just seemed like a suitable name. In fact, Sierra, who was hosting EUIC this year. I was hosting last year, and Sierra hosted this year. I was casting this year. Sierra picked up a Dreepy plush from the Pokemon Center, whom she named Alan. And yeah, I picked up Gumi and became Debbie. And it was kind of mirrored last year, where Sierra picked up a Sceptile, a bigger Sceptile plush, and I picked up the Chansey that's just off screen, actually, but it's next to me here. She called her Sceptile Terrence, and I called my Chansey Teresa. In fact, I think we named each other's plushies. But anyway, it's become this thing where at events, Sierra will pick up a plush, I'll pick up a plush, and they'll kind of have some kind of connection between them. The idea was that Sierra was going to be talking about Alan on stream, so I'd talk about Debbie on stream, but then, unbeknownst to me, Sierra never did, and so I was then just on stream talking about this random Gumi, but oh well. You think Wide Guard Double T is better than Screens right now due to all the spread moves. Okay. So Total Buddy, Chestnut with Bulletproof, and Wide Guard would be better than Grimmsnarl. Are you crazy? Well, Double T, we did see Paul Ruiz reach top 8, I think, of a tournament with Chestnut in, was it Merida? I can't remember. So, no, there's definitely merit to that. I don't think I've seen anyone else running Chestnut. There presumably have been some people following Paul's lead, but I don't think you're crazy. Better than Grimmsnarl. So, obviously, right now in competitive Pokemon, Urshifu is such a threat, and with the critical hits, the screens don't matter. Better than Grimmsnarl, though? I don't know about better than Grimmsnarl. Chestnut can also do Iron Defense Body Press stuff, and of course gets a boost to its Body Press. Body Press, of course, calculates damage based on your defensive stats. And so Iron Defense boosts up your defense, and then you're boosting up the power of Body Press. Yeah, I'd still say Grimmsnarl is better, but I certainly don't think you're crazy, Double T. I think it's a fair enough thing to suggest. When you get your shiny, you're definitely not evolving it. I think I agree with you there, Tom. I remember when I was streaming my shiny VGC challenge with Quick Panic, I found a random shiny Mudkip. It was incredible. But because we were then battling at the end, I did have to evolve it in Swampert. And that made me a little bit sad, to be honest with you. It's never going to go back to being a Mudkip. But such a fun time that was. You are proud of that video. You should be. You should be, Tom. I assume you mean the EUIC video. Yes, it was a good watch. I enjoyed it. I hope the response and the reception has been good. You love Gumi as well, Double T. Perfect. You did the home dex for Scarlet and Violet, but it was annoying because you'd already completed all 3 Pokedexes, not in home. Yeah. It'd be nice if you got those rewards for just having the completed Pokedex, but yeah, it is nice to promote Pokemon Home as well. Sort of see that as a game in itself, provide incentives to focus on what could just be the repository for Pokemon. Depository? Repository. Create some or an incentive around it. You Got shiny Meltan for Let's Go. Nice. On Pokemon Day, got shiny Manaphy. Wow, on Pokemon Day Emerald. That is very hype. Have you nicknamed that Manaphy? I hope it's got an appropriately Pokemon Day themed nickname. That's really cool. I love Manaphy's shiny, that turquoise. I do love turquoise shinies. I think that's probably my favorite shiny color. What's everyone's favorite shiny color in chat? When you see a shiny Pokemon and you think, I love shinies that are specifically this sort of color. Glad you're doing good, Ethan. Always good to be here. Oh, well, always good to have you here, Ethan. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Finish some applications. Now about shiny hunting. Sandygast in Violet. Sandygast. What a cool shiny that is. Black sand. Water Compassion is such a fun ability as well. Fortunately, it's not the most viable right now. Because it's not like you're immune to water type moves. You still take damage. Just it does boost your defense. How come Sandygast, Ethan? Was it just a target you decided on? And what applications did you make? Merida, thank you for confirming, Emerald. Of course, Double T. Please don't thank me. This is the risk of this hunt. You end up naming all these Totodiles. Because you're just hammering the A button. Thank you for suggesting the question, Double Team. You like gold shinies, Luke, black or silver shinies, Emerald? Ooh. I mean, black shinies, of course. Rayquaza is the standout example. Sandygast, of course. And maybe that, Ethan, is the answer to your question as to why you're shiny hunting Sandygast. But silver shinies. I'm trying to think what silver shinies there are. Name me a silver shiny Emerald. Gold and black for sure for you, Ethan. What gold shinies are there actually? I guess there's Latias. Future Paradoxes, I guess you're right, Luke. Although that's just like one element of them that becomes silver. Not sure about specific colours, but you love when the shiny is very different. Yeah, true, Tom. I think I'd agree with that. One thing I'd say, though, about the Gumi line is that in Legends Arceus, I'm not such a fan of how shiny Gumi, so this yellow on top, then sort of peach lower mouth and indigo splodges. When it evolves into regular or Colossian Sligo, it's yellow. But Hisuian Sligo is still purple, but with a gold shell. So if you have shiny Gumi and it evolves, then it suddenly becomes purple, like the regular form, and it's just the shell that goes gold. I like the idea of the shell changing colour, but it's a very odd shift. If that makes sense. Just a cool colour, Ethan. Applicant for membership for another group, so it can hopefully work in the US. Oh, right, okay. Good for you, Ethan. Fingers crossed for you. So where are you based now, Ethan? If you want to say, don't worry if you don't. Metagross, that's a good point, Emerald. That is another silver shiny. You like black and silver double team. Shinx, yeah, that's gold. True. Fortress is gold. Oh, that's true. And also your favourite, Luke. Yes. I remember you commenting when Fortress was in the day 2 of some regional or other. I can't remember which one now recently. But anyway, yeah, Gold Forager. I mean, it's a member of this dream team that I'm going for, so I'm surprised I forgot that one. Good point. Also, though, I guess thinking about Generation 2, sometimes it's hard to tell if something is gold or silver or just sort of yellow and white as it looks in, ironically, Pokemon Gold and Silver, just with the palette of the Game Boy Color. I've actually seen that shiny. It's a stark contrast. Oh, right. Well, you looked it up just now. It certainly is a stark contrast, isn't it? I'm not sure how I feel about it. Well, actually, I am sure how I feel about it. I don't like it. But still cool to have a gold shell. Hello, Rich. Good to see you. Good evening. You're cooking tea. What are you going to have for tea, Rich? Always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Black Shiny is probably your favourite too. You feel that's almost a bit boring with the likes of Charizard, requires a Greninja. Still cool. Still cool though, Rich. For me, it's turquoise, as I said. So like Manaphy, Piplup, Totodile, actually. Latios. Big fan of that colour generally. We've made decent progress on this hunt. It's just these resets are so slow. We've been doing this since January, early January. Which is why I've been doing the resets off stream as well. But it'd be lovely to get some progress on this Dream Team quest, get the Totodile, and then you know, play through the game a bit before we shine out our next target. Question for the chat. If you, when we do get the shiny Totodile, do you want to see the gameplay as well? Do you want to see Totodile take on the gym leaders? Or would you rather just tune in for the shiny hunting? Personally, the way I like shiny hunt is, I don't even want to hunt for shinies that I can then use, you know, on a playthrough or some kind of dream team. Or, I'm not a fan of shiny hunting and then just putting a Pokemon in the box forever. But yeah, it's just whether I stream the actual playing of the game or whether I do that in my own time. Need to see the journey. Okay, great, Tom. I would agree with that. I agree. I did a Dream Team quest in Pokemon Sapphire. Before I was casting, before I was streaming. Which is great. And I actually completed that. Including Kyogre. All I haven't done is the Elite Four. I still need to do that. Hello, Shino. Good to see you. Doing very well, thank you. How are you doing? I was working on my EUIC video today. Pretty different from other EUIC or other tournament videos I've seen, really. From the perspective of a caster and what goes into it and how I get ready for events and so on. As well as telling the story of the tournament, of course. So I'm excited for that. I want to get it out as soon as possible, but also I want it to be good, of course. So we'll try not to rush. How are you doing, Shano? What's new with you? You want to see the playthrough of the Dream Team? Yeah, that makes sense, Double T. Very good. I totally agree. Can't underestimate the journey. What webcam do I have? So, the camera that's filming the Game Boy right now is a... I'm not going to be able to remember the specific sort of models, but... It's a Nexigo N60E or something like that. And the camera that's filming my face cam, is probably the more obvious thing to call it, is a Sony It's the new Sony camera that came out last year. So Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, I think it is. Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. The Nexo is really good value, and for what it is, pretty good quality as well. This is the camera I used to use for my face cam for doing the podcast and so on. And yeah, it certainly did the job. Welcome in, by the way, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. All likes and subscribes, hugely appreciated. I'm nearly at 850 subscribers. I believe I'm 3 subscribers away from 850. So all help towards that milestone. Hugely appreciated. My aim is to reach 1,000 by... Come on. There we go, focused. My aim is to reach 1,000 subscribers by the anniversary of the channel a month from now, 2nd week of April. And I'm looking forward to trying out new content ideas, as I've been saying, to find what works best for the channel and for my audience and so on. Exciting times. Personally, I find the journey and what you're doing while hunting way more fulfilling than the shiny. I don't think that's odd at all, Tom. I totally agree with you. The shiny is just sort of the cherry on top, so to speak, the reward. But as I was saying, to me, the shiny is kind of meaningless without the journey that's gone into getting it, or the journey that you're about to go on with it. You're cooking chicken biryani this evening. You're a fan of the shiny Latias Thought. Your first shiny legendary in Pokemon Go. Oh, cool. Very cool, Rich. Chicken biryani sounds amazing. Enjoy that. Hope the cooking's going well. The first shiny legendary I had was in Sapphire. It was that shiny Kyogre. I remember I was on the train when I got it. I was watching, I think it was the first regional stream of the year, of the 2024 season. What would that have been? Baltimore, maybe? No, maybe that was this season. Anyway, it was in NA. And while on the train, while shiny hunting, and along came shiny Kyogre. I can't remember what I named it now. Netball actually made it a pretty easy capture, I have to say. The netball doesn't go so well with it. I know the Master Ball goes perfectly, but if I can save the Master Ball, then I will, just in case. Who knows? Maybe I'd go for shiny Rayquaza in that game, or a Pokemon that has a chance of fleeing or something like that. So wherever I can get away without using it, I will. Shano, that sounds really interesting. You're looking forward to that, and you're doing well. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad you're looking forward to the video. I'm glad to hear that. I'm looking forward to people seeing it. Glad you're doing well, Shano. Currently shiny hunting the legendaries in Ultra Sun and Moon dual hunting. Nice. Any particular legendaries, Shano, or are you ultimately aiming to find all of the shiny legendaries? Good luck on the hunt, yeah. Bit of ultra wormhole hunting. Sounds good to me. The reason you ask is because you think in the app you can fix the focus of the Nexo, so that way you don't have to worry about the... Oh, interesting, Ethan. Interesting. Yeah, maybe you're right. I got this Nexo a year ago or so, so I've definitely forgotten some of the advice and little tips and tricks. And in fact, oh no, I do. I've just seen it here on my desktop. I was about to say I don't think I have the Nexo app, but I do. Yeah, I will bear that in mind, Ethan. That's really useful. Thank you. If you haven't listened to the latest episode on my podcast yet, it came out today. Alex Dow, Pokemon trading card game caster, who was casting EUIC for the trading card game. A lovely guy. We had a really chill conversation. And just a positive, friendly presence. So yeah, perfect. I know that Rani was listening while organising bookshelves. Perfect background listening. It's life stories and dream teams of people in the Pokemon community. It's always an illuminating time. Approaching the 50th episode, and the 50th will feature WOLFE GLICK. Interviewed Wolf yesterday, actually, recorded with Wolf yesterday. So I'm excited for everyone to hear that. So do check that out. I've got my socials linked below as well. I'm at Chazingdra, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Plenty more content on the channel too. Tomorrow, 5:45, I'll be streaming my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond solo Ledian run. I've beaten the entire game up to the Elite Four with Ledian, and now we just have to beat the Elite Four. Flint, the Fire-type member, has been posing some issues, but last week, the first time we beat Flint, we then went down to Lucian thanks to an unlucky freeze, but maybe tomorrow we beat Lucian, maybe tomorrow we beat the Elite Four. Come and find out tomorrow at 5:45. It's such a thrilling quest that it's always a roller coaster. My goodness. So I hope to see you there. I do comedy skits. Yeah, approaching 50 episodes of the podcast and a broad range of guests. It's competitive as well as casual players, shiny hunters. And so on. So there's bound to be something for everyone. Got my Discord community link below as well. Come and hop into Chazindra's Chocolate Factory. Come and join the merry folk. We are a friendly bunch. It'd be a pleasure to see you in there. Patreon link below as well if you want to support me as a creator. And you also get access to the Rapidash rounds for Chazingdra chats, bonus questions my guests haven't prepared for. But for now, enjoy the stream. You had the same issue with cooking stuff. You know how much you had to edit out because of it. Cooking stuff. And editing out. I'm not sure what you mean, Ethan. I apologise. All the legendaries, ultimately your goal, Shino, in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. So your goal was Mewtwo, you always wanted one, and you got it last month. Oh, okay. So now just going until you have everything. Currently hunting Azelf and Terrakion. Both great shinies. Azelf might be my favourite of the late trio. Anyone else have a favourite from the late trio? I apologise that my camera keeps defocusing. Azelf's the one with the little blue hat, right? Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember what it represents. There's intelligence, there's willpower, and there's emotions, is it? Which one does Azelf represent? In terms of the design, though, it's my favourite. I like the little pointy hat that it has. But yeah, Terrakion are really funky shiny. Like Guardians are cool shiny as well with that golden colour. The next to go auto-focusing to things that weren't the food. Oh, I see. Right. Thank you very much for sharing that, Ethan. Yeah, I need to fix the focus on this. Yeah, maybe I'll try and do that straight after this stream, actually. So we're approaching 100 encounters done so far in tonight's stream. I think we started at 4,068. And it all adds up. It all helps. Welcome in if you're just tuning in. Welcome to my shiny Dream Team quest in Pokemon Silver. Totodile's first up. We're more than half odds now. Let's see if it shines tonight. Zelf is your favourite of the three as well. You got Mesprit a couple of days ago, and Terrakion you've been hunting since before Mewtwo. Oh my goodness, Shino, wow. Roughly how many resets do you get in per hour, I guess? I'm intrigued. Here's a question for the chat. Let me just solidify it in my mind. If you could give any Pokemon in Pokemon Legends ZA a Mega Evolution, which would you choose? For me, I think it would have to be Kingdra. I mean, it's my favourite Pokemon, but also, it feels like, especially in Generation 2, there are so many Pokemon that have just been outclassed now. Kingdra used to be a real threat, and now just it's been outpowered. So I think Mega Kingdra could definitely be on the cards. Obviously, I'd say Mega Ledian as well. Very soft spot for that line. The reason being, I remember, A, it's unique to Pokemon Silver. You can't find it in Pokemon Gold, and I had Silver, this very childhood copy of Pokemon Silver I'm playing on now. I loved the time of day mechanic that Pokemon Gold and Silver introduced. So certain Pokemon only appear at certain times of day, and Ledabur is unique to the morning. And I just think it looks like it needs protecting, you know? It's very cute. And also, again, it's so underrated, people just think it's very underpowered, which it kind of is. And so I want to show my affinity for Ledabur and show my support, you know? But yeah, nostalgia reasons mainly. But yeah, Mega Ledian could certainly do with a buff. Great special defense. A fact that we are enjoying in our brilliant Diamond Solo Ledian run. How about all of you? What Mega would you like to see? If I had to pick one for Totodile, which one would I pick? Mega or regional variant? Good question, Double T. Regional variant, I think. Both would be really cool, but... and that's my suspicion, actually. My suspicion is that the 3 ZA starters will evolve into regional variants, just like we saw in Legends Arceus. And then... just like in X and Y, where you're given one of the Kanto first partners. Maybe this time we get the Kalos first partners, and then they are given a Mega, just like the Kanto ones were done in original X and Y. And in terms of what type, this is another question for chat, actually. What secondary types are you expecting / would you like to see for ZA? I would like to see... I've been thinking about this. Meganium Grass Fairy seems like people are expecting that. We see it using something like Alluring Voice in ZA, which isn't a move it had access to before, and that's a Fairy type move. Just saying. I want to see Water Dragon for Alligator. Water Dark, you know, they did that with Hisui and Samurott, and I'd like to see them do something a bit different. And for Emboar, Fire Steel would be really cool. And that, you know, people talk about the water, fire, grass, cool. But dragon, fairy, and steel also form a kind of cool. Fairy, super effective against dragon. Steel, super effective against fairy. Dragon does nothing to fairy. Dragon, super effective against itself. Not quite as clean as the water, fire, grass, but you know what I mean. So to answer your question, Double T. Regional variant of Feraligatr and Water Dragon Feraligatr, Grass Fairy, Meganium, Fire Steel Emble. Any of the Cal Stars exactly, Tom, just as I was saying there. Depends how focused you are. Probably a few hundred. You don't really keep track of the time itself. You just push the button and do this while watching streams. Yeah, fair enough. So I haven't been counting the encounters, but I hope that the encounters are going by swiftly for you, though, Shano. Mega Dragapult would be cool. You love the line, so you're biased. I mean, Mega Dragapult. I don't think we have... I don't think any of the powerhouse Pokemon have Mega Evolutions, do they? I guess they're not too overpowered. But very cool. If it isn't, rob that bin. Good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome into the stream. I realise that you probably sent that a little while ago, rob that bin. As I went off on my ramble, as I often do. But great to see a new name in the chat. Thanks so much for being here. What drew you to the stream tonight? And what's your background with Pokemon? Are you a shiny hunter? Are you a competitive player? Etc. Love a regional form of Ledibur and have a second evolution. Wow, yeah, that would be cool, Shano, yeah. Regional form, maybe like a black ladybird. We've never had a bug dragon dual type, and I'm longing for the day that happens. I think that'd be so cool. So that's your prediction as well, rob that bin. Yeah. We'll see though. Who knows what's in store. We get regional first partners that can then Mega Evolve. That's interesting, Shana. I'm not sure they'd do that. Because just having a regional variant would be exciting enough. To then have a Mega on top is kind of like... It kind of weakens how exciting either one is, if that makes sense. Rather than just having one to focus on. But cool concept. Double C, you agree? Hope they do a regional variant for the ZA starters and Megas for the Kalos first partners. Yeah. You'd like Milotic to get a Mega? Yeah. That's a great shout. Also because Gyarados has a Mega, and Milotic and Gyarados are kind of seen as counterparts. Both evolved from weak fish Pokemon. I think they have similar stat distributions as well, except Milotic more special attack and Gyarados more physical attack. So I think Milotic is a really good shout. Double team. Ferrovinganium, Steel Emble, fighting for Alligator. Ooh. True, yeah, fighting would form that triangle. Yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah. Although, again, I guess it's not perfect because fighting doesn't resist steel. But yes, you're right. I think it's more just in competitive Pokemon people talk about Dragon, Fairy, and Steel as a bit of a call. Is Metagross not a powerhouse Pokemon? Oh, that's true. Good point. And Garchomp. Yeah, very good point, Rich. Very good point. Completely escapes my attention there. Yeah, good point, Rich. Metagross and Garchomp. Well, that's exciting, then. So maybe Dragapult is more likely than we guessed. Mega Dragonite. Oh, we got Mega Tyranitar as well. How silly. How silly. Yeah, not sure what I was talking about there. Hello, Al. Flygon is about, well, it looks like a bug, but it's not Bug Dragon, is it? But good to see you in the stream, Al. How are you doing? Hope you're having a merry day. Just saw me live. Checked out the podcast before. Oh, nice. Weird Shiny Hunter like Absol, Katatsu, and Taylor. Personally like Shiny Hunting yourself as well. Nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed those interviews, Rob. It was a pleasure talking to all of them. Approaching 50 episodes of the podcast now. WOLFE GLICK will be my 50th guest. Exciting times for the channel. It's always nice to talk to a Shiny Hunter. Just the enthusiasm they bring to Pokemon. Yeah, really inspiring stuff. Gonna check out the Wolfie one as well. Cool. That's gonna come first week of April. So plenty more to check out in the meantime. Approaching the 50th episode, as I say, so bound to be something for everyone. Salamence, yeah, also true, Rich. I really just messed up there, didn't I? I was just thinking of the later ones, but of course, Mega Evolution came about in Generation 6, so... anything later probably wouldn't have a Mega Evolution. Aggron, though, isn't a true powerhouse Pokemon. It's like a pseudo-powerhouse Pokemon, I believe. It's got pretty good stats, but not quite as good as the powerhouse Pokemon. Dragon would be cool, but you don't know if they would do Water Dragon because Dragon resists the other starter types. Yeah, that's true, Snickers Bar. But, you know, by that point in the game, surely you've got enough Pokemon to counter a wide range of types. And I hope that... I can see why they would want to avoid that in the early days of Pokemon, but I hope that by this point, they'd feel like they have a bit more creative license. But we'll see. Thought it was just you. No, Rich, I was just having a brain switch off moment. No, that's totally yeah, no, totally understand, Rich, yeah. If we all say Flygon is a bug, yes. Maybe, Al, I'm not sure. Just old mate, no, Rich. Well, so am I, for a start, but, yeah, and I guess that was shown by my memory going there. On this powerhouse. I think right about Aggron, yeah. So here's another question for everyone. Not only what first partner are you going for in ZA, that's something we've talked about before, but also what Pokemon do you see being on your team in ZA? I have a playthrough of Y going at the moment, and I've got so many of... Gen 6 has a really cool Pokemon, doesn't it? I've got so many of the Pokemon I really like on that playthrough. I'm tempted just to replicate that team, but maybe a couple of changes. So, Totodile will be my first partner. I mean, probably pretty obvious from the fact that I'm shiny hunting Totodile here. I do really like Chikorito, but Totodile was the one I chose when I was younger. And yeah, Tepig I'm less fussed about, I guess, but it's more just the nostalgia for Totodile rather than not liking any of the others. I think they're all great. So Totodile, and then I'd love to have a Pyroar. I like Lions. I think Fire Normal is a cool combination. Ultimately, really want to have a Generation 6 team. I mean, accepting the starter, I guess. And then... So I really like Dragalge. I mean, big surprise. I like Seahorses. Kindra's my favourite Pokemon. But, yeah. I really like Goodra. Both of those are on this playthrough of Y that I've got on the go currently. I love Aurorus. That's also on that Y playthrough team. A fossil Ice-type Pokemon. Love that concept. Who knows how easy, though, the fossil Pokemon are going to be to come by in Legends ZA. What else? I have a Go-Go on that team. Delphox was my first partner of choice. I do... Go-Go, it's, I guess you'd say one of the more middle-of-the-road Pokemon. Like, it's a pretty popular one from Generation 6. It's you know, being one of the ride Pokemon in Pokemon X and Y, I guess it's more common is what I'm saying. But I do like how it just seems very loyal. It seems like a loyal Pokemon. But I'm not sure it would be on my team. Maybe it's just one of the things I leave it up to fate. We'll see what takes my fancy in the moment. And who knows, maybe there'll be a random shiny along the way. We'll have to be on the team. We'll have to see. Ooh, Aromatisse, though. I'd love Aromatisse on my team. I'm more of a fan of Aromatisse than Slurpuff. I like the shiny too. Maybe I'll shiny hunt it at some point. But anyway. Be cool to have Fairy on the team as well in the debut generational Fairy type. What other Generation 6 Pokemon do I like? Loads. It's just a question of recalling them. I know that Aegislash is very popular. I like it. It's really cool. But I think I have less of a fondness for it than other people. I like Vivian. Helioptile is cool. Got to be careful about a potential over-weakness to fighting. But if I had Pyroar and Helioptile on there. But overall, electric types aren't actually that high up there for me in terms of my favourite types. I don't really know why that is. Just not a type that speaks to me that much. Oh, what are the ghosts? You've got Pumpkaboo, you've got Phantump as well. Maybe not those. Not that fussed about them. Anyway, those are more rambly thoughts. Let me catch up on these messages. So, you prefer regional first partners, Shino, because Megas may not be in future games, then they lose the new forms. Yeah, true. Fair enough, Shino. Yeah, I wonder what mechanics we'll see going forward. Actually, it's an interesting point that you raised, Shino. It's made me think. Yeah, so Pokemon Champion's coming along, and we know that Terrestrialization as well as Megas will be in that, for example. Suggests maybe that Generation 10 will have some kind of combination of different mechanics. But then, makes me wonder, beyond Generation 10, if Generation 11 will be like some kind of soft reset for the franchise, a bit like how Black and White was. Because I was wondering about that for Generation 10, whether they would do what they did with Generation 5. It would sort of seem like time to do that. And yeah, soft reset, just the only Pokemon you can find before the Elite Four are new Pokemon. But it just doesn't seem right. I wouldn't be surprised if in Generation 10 we see all Pokemon back, so you can catch them all again. That would seem like a good way, a good culmination at the point of Generation 10. And then Generation 11, yeah, they do some kind of soft reset for the franchise. Interesting. Anyway, you never really plan your teams. Just pick up the Pokemon you fancy along the way. Yeah, fair enough, Tom. I think I'm ultimately the same as you, but, you know, it's nice just to wonder when a new game is on the horizon what could form your team. You're going with Totodile, your daughter is going with Chikorita, and your friend is going with Tepig. Nice! Got it all planned out. All planned out. You already have them all shiny, ready for regional forms. That's great, Shiny. That's very exciting. It'd be cool to transfer this shiny Totodile up to ZA, but actually, I guess you can't, because it's Generation 2. There's only Generation 3 onwards that you can do that. But I don't think I would anyway. I'm personally not the biggest fan of transferring Pokemon up to the most recent generation. It would have to be only specific ones, but just the idea that you can't put them back in that native generation you found it. I want to sort of commemorate the Pokemon as I found it, you know. For example, you know, the Shining Kyogre I have in Sapphire. The idea of taking it out of its native game, the game it's the mascot of, just doesn't sit right with me. But I think it's really cool that we have the option of transferring these Pokemon all the way out, for sure. You've actually never played a game in Kalos, Ethan. So you're going to super blind, you have no idea what to expect. That's exciting, Ethan. That's really exciting. Yeah, I like that. If it could be from any Pokemon region, what would it be? Where would you travel to next after becoming champion? Wow. That is quite a question, Rich. I'm going to think about that after I've caught up on some of these other messages so I don't get too waylaid by it. But I love that. I'm going to return to that. You'd like to go Totodile, but you feel obligated to choose Chikorita. Is that just because of sort of the lore around Chikorita, Al? I saw, by the way, everyone, on the Pokemon Center UK website, if you pre-order Legends Arceus, no, ZA, on the Pokemon Center UK website at least, they will send you, as a free gift, a random, presumably at the time of the game's release, either Totodile, Chikorita, or Tepig plush sitting cutie. Which I think is pretty cool. You could even let whatever they randomly choose for you be your first partner. I'm not sure I would do that. I have too much of a draw towards Totodile, but it could be quite fun. I think it's quite a cool promotion. Free sitting cutie. We take those. Loves to have Chikorita, Fletchling, and Froakie on your team. Very cool. Yeah, of course, I was forgetting about the potential for getting a Kalos starter. It's interesting. Fennekin's definitely my favourite, but I do like Pyroar. It's fine. I could have 2 fire types on the team. Even though fire isn't a type I tend to go for so much. But maybe it would be time to choose Chespin. Because I do like Chespin too. Have to see how I feel. And that's a nice grass, fire, water core Snickers bar. Rock, paper, scissoring it. So you can basically anything new, so new forms or new megas. Yeah, that's true. New megas as well. That is another thing to bear in mind. Having said that, I like to play through without spoilers, so I like to be pleasantly surprised by the new megas rather than knowing in advance and therefore what's going to be on my team. Yeah, maybe I will go for non-Generation 6 Pokemon. That's a really good point, actually, Shino, because some of them will have Megas, and it kind of makes them feel like new Pokemon. Rich, you don't know enough Kalos-based Pokemon off by heart. You've never played a Kalos game. Right, fair enough. You're looking forward to seeing what Lumiose has to offer, and then maybe you'll dip into X or Y. Yeah. Start with ZA and then go to XY. That could be a fun way around of doing it. Rich. If you can't pick the obvious Goodra, then Pancham. Interesting. You can pick Goodra. Of course you can pick Goodra Double T. I'm not the biggest fan of Pancham myself. You know, pandas are such sweet and docile creatures. I don't like that sort of bullyish nature that it has, especially when it evolves into Pangoro. Love pandas. Is there another panda Pokemon? I'm sure they did pandas again to that are a bit more placid. Or maybe they didn't. Anyway. Aegis/2 for you, Double T. Yes. A popular choice. Love of Champions had all the gimmicks like Dynamax and Z-moves as well. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, Shino, but we'll have to see. Same here. You keep all your shinies in their respective game. Yeah, Rob. Except for some exceptions like shinies that are unavailable in later generations. Celebi. Yeah, of course, Rob. I actually don't have the 3DS Virtual Console Crystal because Yeah, I sort of when the online shop was going offline, I was there in time, but they disabled the opportunity to upload a new payment method or something way before the shop actually shut down, and that was very disappointing. So yeah, I've actually never been able to go for that Generation 2 Celebi. If we get these older games on the Switch, that would be huge. I would love that, but... we'll see. I mean, surely they'd wait for something like a Pokemon Day to reveal that they're putting those older games on the Switch, right? In which case, maybe we shouldn't expect it too soon, but... I would guess at some point. Although, actually, the Switch 2 coming out. Maybe they wouldn't. I'm not sure. The Switch 2 sort of official trailer where we find out more information about the console. I think that's Wednesday the 2nd of April. It's around about the same time that I tend to release podcast episodes, which is non-ideal. So that week I might not actually release on Wednesday. It's the 50th episode too, featuring Wolf. It might be on the Friday that week, I'm not sure, but it just seems not the best decision to release that milestone episode at the same time everyone's excited for the Switch 2. On that very day, I mean. Just a little heads up. That's something I've been reflecting on. With Generation 2 and 3... I see, Shano. Tyrantrum could use a Mega. Yeah, Meowstic. I forgot about Meowstic. To get an evolution where it starts looking more threatening. Maybe give it a spoon. I don't know, Al. I think that spoons are pretty much the mainstay of the Abra line. Mega Tyrantrum and Mega Aurorus would be cool, though. Do we have any Mega Fossil Pokemon? We do have Aerodactyl. I think that's it, though. Z Crystal, Terra Orb, Megastone, Dynamax Pound, all on deck. Or Z Crystal, I should say, if we're going with ZA versus ZA. UK versus US pronunciation, I guess. You're in Canada, Shano, and you have that promotion too. You're going to buy the game digital. Okay. On the website too, so you can play at midnight. So you and your daughter can match together. That sounds great, Shano. I more of a fan of physical games myself. I got the digital version of Shining Pearl. I remember actually when they were promoting the pre-order bonuses for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I was like, oh, for the digital, it was like you got 10 quick balls and potions and stuff. And I was like, that's pretty good. For the physical copy, you got a little Palkia figurine. I think at the time, I was just all about, oh, that's going to make my adventure easier to have those in-game items. But in hindsight, I think that the little figurine would be a really cool memento, actually. It's just nice to have the game cartridge. I think I'll probably have to shiny hunt Ledibur in Shining Pearl. Maybe I'll do a generation quest. That's actually something I've been tempted to do for some time now and for quite a few different Pokemon. So, shiny hunting in each of the generations for a specific Pokemon. So, I could do a Horsey one, I could do a Ledibur one. $4,200 resets. I think it's a cool idea for a quest. Spinder is another Panda Pokemon. That's a good point. So is Beware. Al. Yep. Spinder's cute. Beware's definitely cute. That's Red Panda, I guess. Nice. I love the whole thing about Spinder with the spots can be anywhere with Spinder. At some point, I don't know if it's still going, but I saw in previous years there was Spinder Week, where shiny hunting event where you shiny hunt full Spinder. And hello, Damien. Welcome to the stream. Always a pleasure to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Whichever shiny Spinder you find is probably going to be unique. I love that idea. Spinder Week seems like a lot of fun. Kendricks, good to see you. Welcome in. Always a pleasure. Yeah, still not up with Totodile, but, you know, we're just over half odds at this point. So I can't complain too much. It's just these resets are so slow. I would love to find Totodile before we reach odds. And I can double up on this hunt, as I've been saying. I have a copy of Pokemon Gold I could double hunt in with this copy of Silver, but the whole point of a Dream Team quest is that you do it all on the one save file. Also, it would be annoying to have to deal with trading and disobedience issues, and also the Totodile will grow more quickly, and I don't want the game to be too easy, so yeah. So I am shiny hunting off stream as well. Also, just because it'd be nice to get the quest underway. Go for some of the other targets. Pineco. Well, ultimately, Fortress, Espeon, Kingdra, Piloswine, Skarmory / Xatu. Important to have a flying member of the team. It would be annoying to have to deposit a shiny in the box every time just to get the flying Pokemon out so I can travel around more easily. But also, I think they're really cool targets. Those are my choices anyway. Just Skarmory might be a bit long to find, so if it is too difficult, then we'll go for Xatu instead, but we'll see. Gen 6 fossils had such awesome designs. Totally agree with you, Snickers Bar. Totally agree. I'm an Aurorus fan myself. What do we all think? Are we Team Tyrantrum or Team Aurorus? I am Aurorus, personally. Haven't played X or Y yourself either. Oh, wow, okay. Quite a few in the chat tonight. Managed to get them on 3DS just in time. Oh, wow. You bought all of Gen 1 and Gen 2 for £10 each. You had to, really. Yeah, wow. Still have a physical cartridge set at some point. I'm sure you'll be able to make that happen, Rich. But very cool. Virtual console. Yeah, I missed the boat on that, but alas. Also, my mind is there's always just nothing quite like playing on the original copies, especially their childhood copies. My brother had red and I had blue, and I've got them somewhere. Didn't have yellow, though. You're getting physical and digital 2 copies of one file. It's going to be whichever starter you get in plush form and Totodile for your main account. That's fun, Shano. I'll probably stream ZA when it comes out. I'll see how I feel, but I don't know. I think initially I was like, when a new game comes out, I want to enjoy it for myself first, but more and more I enjoy playing games to stream them, so yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. That's a long way off. Remember for the Scarlet Violet pre-orders, there was a cool looking lanyard. Oh yeah, I remember that. Never got yours because the GameStop was super busy. Oh no! What, so you pre-ordered it? But you still didn't get the lanyard? That's a real shame, Snickers Bar. That seems like it shouldn't have happened. So what, due to overwhelming demand, there were no lanyards left sort of thing? You did shiny out Celebi in the Pokemon Crystal VC on 3DS. Yeah, I was saying, Damien, I unfortunately missed the boat because even though the eShop closed at some point for the 3DS, way before that, they didn't allow you to upload a new payment method. So I tried to get Pokemon Crystal on the 3DS, but wasn't able to, unfortunately. I have a copy of the cartridge of Pokemon Crystal, so my main reason for doing that would just be for the shiny Celebi hunt. So let's hope that these games come to the Switch online shop. Glad you're good, Damien. You spent most of the day standing at the picnic table getting Beast Ball for Cocoa Eggs. Still no shiny. Hope it happens for you soon, Damien. I remember hatching a shiny for Cocoa, was it last year or 2023? Wow, time is so strange right now. I think it was 2023. Cannot believe that was nearly 2 years ago. But it was really... I was riding around the in-game character's house to hatch the eggs. And it just so happened that I got the shiny for Cocoa. It didn't take long, very fortunately for me. But the egg hatched in amongst these pink flowers. And it was perfect. I still have that clip somewhere. But yeah, hope that Beast Ball for Cocoa is shiny for you soon, Damien. What a cool ball to catch in him. Good things come to those who wait. For sure. Kendrick's for sure. That's what shiny hunting is all about. I think the ultimate shiny hunt would be every pattern shiny spinner challenge. It certainly would be. Certainly would be, Tom. I think even the most outlandish shiny hunter would not take on that challenge. We could start, we could see how many you accrue, but yeah, that'd be intense. Aurorus is your choice, Kendricks. Aurorus for you, Al. In the VC, the Virtual Console, copies of Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal on all your 4-3... Wow, you have 4 3DSs, Damien. Impressive. That's a lot of hunts that you can do there. See more Aurorus for you, Double T, but you do like Tyrantrum. Fair enough. A lot of Aurorus love. As an Aurorus fan myself, I'd love to see it. You love Mega Evolution, but you'll likely play ZA from midnight just to give yourself an excuse to Mega Evolve your Pokemon. Good for you, Damien. You play the game how you want to play. It's important for everyone to bear in mind. Have the crystal culture somewhere, but it can't save. Oh no, Al. That's a shame. Hello, Lithorium. Got a chat stream. What a life I live. I saw on TikTok, Lithorium, one of your... I'm trying to think which video it was now. I only saw it briefly while my own advert for the podcast that dropped today was uploading, but it was... In fact, I'm not sure. I even saw you gonna get into the meat of the video. But it's sort of a very random opening. And then to you saying, well, that was weird, and then you got into the main video. Anyway, good to see you. How are you doing, Lithorium? Hope you're having a merry day. Pretty much been working with Mega since day one in Y, and in October 2013. Wow. Still do the battle tree. Yeah, of course. Mega Venusaur the past 3 years. Good for you, Damien. As I've said before. I really admire all of the challenges you set yourself in Nintendo games. Really inspiring to see the sorts of ways we can enjoy our own games too. So thank you, Damien. You have Crystal on both 3DS. You hope to dual shiny hunt Celebi soon. Very cool. 3DS has a broken hinge. Okay. Can't hold the 3DS. You're afraid the screen will fall off. Wow, that's fair enough, shiny. Yeah. Hope that can be fixed for you. Eli, good to see you. It is an insane number, isn't it? It's not even... We're only just half over odds, so... could well get much more insane. Anyway, I'm doing very well, thank you. We're working on my EUIC video today, which should be a pretty unique piece of content, I hope, for EUIC from the caster's perspective. And yeah, productive time right now, busy time right now, but enjoying everything I'm doing a lot. How about you, Eli? How are you doing? And welcome in, everybody, if you're just tuning in. Fantastic to have you all here. Last check, I was 3 subscribers away from 850, so all help towards that milestone. Hugely appreciated. If you're enjoying hanging out tonight I'll be streaming for about another 15 minutes or so. All likes and subscribes, hugely appreciated. Good to see you all here. Hope I can make your day merry. Hope you've had a good Wednesday. Let me know what you've been up to today. You let someone borrow your original crystal cartridge and they lost it. Oh no! Ah, Double T, that's such a shame. That's really not what you want to reward your generosity, but that's life, I guess. In your new start of Omega Ruby, you're currently shiny hunting Trico. Cool, Damien. Yeah, Trico's my first partner of choice in Generation 3. Or at least it was the one I initially chose. Is that just going to be for a casual playthrough, Damien, apart from this shiny Trico? Or are you going to shiny hunt throughout, or what's the plan? Shiny Mega Sceptile again just sounds good. That's true. True, Damien. Mega Sceptile. Very cool. Grass Dragon. I do love Grass Dragon as a combo. I like the Applin line a lot. Was there a Grass Dragon Pokemon before the Applin line? I'm not sure that... Well, Mega Sceptile, and maybe that was the only one. Anyway. Absolutely love doing silly intros. You have fun with it. Good. Good, Lithorion, because it seems very appropriate for your character and for the kind of content that you want to make. Glad you're doing good. I'm doing very well. Thank you, Lithorion. Yeah, I was just saying. Busy times, exciting times, though. 1 year anniversary of the channel in second week of April. 50th episode of the podcast in the first week of April. Channel memberships will be a go soon. Channel music is coming very soon. I've been reviewing drafts today, in fact. So yeah, all busy and exciting times. Time is going very quickly, but that's just a sign that you're enjoying what you're doing most of the time. So yeah, we'll take that. How about you, Lithorion? What are you up to and how are you doing? I said you're doing great, but what's been on your plate of late? What's on your agenda? So I hope I can one day do a video with talking about time. Interesting. Thank you for that, Damien. I'll bear that in mind. Glad you're not doing too bad, Eli. Always a pleasure to see you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you very much, Luke. Luke, thank you for doing such an admirable job of encouraging people to do that. Sometimes I don't like sounding like a broken record and saying over and over again, like and subscribe, but thank you, Luke, for covering that. Casual playthrough in Omega would be nice, Damien. Underrated, I think, sometimes. You can get so swept up in all the challenges you can set yourself that just a casual playthrough is so welcome, sometimes. We should still have your childhood copies, Rich. They may still be at your parents' house, but heavens knows where. Same here. You had blue and your brother had red. Then you got yellow when that released. Fair enough. Yeah, hopefully those games are floating around somewhere, Rich. That'll be such an exciting find, if they are. Alone on Executor. Yeah, there we go, Eli. I knew there was one that wasn't just tied to being a mega before Applin. Alone on Executor, that's exactly it. Thank you for that. Fantastic. Glad to hear I'm thriving. Thank you so much, Lithorium. That's really kind of you. Really kind words. In the process of buying a new car. Wow. That's grown-up stuff, Lithorium. Hope it's all going okay. Making your own EUIC experience video. Nice. Looking forward to seeing that. Do you have a YouTube channel, Lithorium? Have you been uploading stuff? I apologise if I've missed the boat, if you do. I hadn't seen anything beyond your TikTok, but... Anyway, looking forward to seeing it, as I say. Keep wanting to say Tropius, but no, grass flying. Yeah, true, it is grass flying. Mega Tropius could be cool. That feels like it's in need of a Mega, actually, Tropius. I pressed the wrong button. I think that's the first time I've ever pressed that button on this file of Pokemon Silver. Your passport arrived today, so you're one step closer to going to Japan for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. Wow. Yes, I remember you talking about this, Damien. That's really, really exciting. So what, you'd be there in February next year? That'd be huge. Maybe we should all... Maybe we'll organise a big Chazingdra Merry Folk group trip. To Japan for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon. I'll be there like a teacher on a school trip. Gathering your reply slips. Doing a roll call throughout the day. But yeah, that's incredibly cool, Damien. Need to renew your passport as well for Japan next year. Oh, cool, Tom. So you have a trip planned? Or is it an idea you've had recently? Have you ever been to Japan before, Damien or Tom? I went like 10 years ago, and it was, well, more than that now, which is crazy. It was amazing. Incredible place. Great. Group trip to Japan. Sounds good. See you there. You're already going this year? Ah, Snickers bar. We'll have to get you back. But that's really exciting. When are you going, and is that just for a holiday? Get to watch Pokemon Day in the 10th generation trailer at 11 PM in Tokyo, Japan. That's epic, Damien. We'll have to see what's going down with Generation 10, etc. Not Generation 6 Pokemon. You'd like to see some love for Dugong with Omega. Yeah, true. It's interesting that you mentioned that about Pokemon Go, Rich. I think something I love about this series is each Pokemon tends to see some kind of play depending on the game. As you say, Dugong in Pokemon Go, like Cramorant is good in Unite, also I gather in Dodrio. Trading card game, Lugia is always good, which is not the case for the video game. Unfortunately, I wish it saw more play. Budgew is completely changing the trading card game meta right now. But anyway, yeah, I love Dugong as well. Happy Pokemon. You know I love a happy Pokemon. So you've never been to Japan before, Damien? You have mates over there. Wow! You go every other year. Of course, the pandemic would have got in the way for a bit. But, nice, Tom. Going every other year. That's a really nice commitment to have. You must know it very well, then. After I see your car needs replacing for the next group road trip somewhere. Oh, yeah. Understandable. Well, I hope that all goes smoothly with that. Lithorium, I hope it's easy to replace your car. Do occasionally upload and stream yourself. Oh, okay. Inspired by people like you. Well, how sweet. Thanks so much, Lithorium. Right, well, I'll have to take a look at your channel then. Sorry, yeah, as I say, it just completely passed me by. I also, Lithorium, spoke to Wolf last night for the 50th episode of the podcast coming in the first week of April, so I had a really good chat with Wolf. We had a lot of fun, had a good laugh. Exciting times ahead. Just don't know if you have to have a visa. I'm not sure, Damien, about that. I really couldn't tell you, unfortunately. It was so long ago that I went, yeah, I couldn't tell you. Snickers Bar, you're going in June. Cool. I hope it's not too hot for you, Snickers Bar. I know Japan can be quite humid. It's just a holiday and sort of a reward as you're graduating this year. Well, that sounds perfect, Snickers Bar, and so well deserved for graduating for your senior year recital last week. Amazing stuff. Congratulations again. Exciting prospect for you. Delighted to hear it. Person that came up with that buddy to card. Oh, no, Eli. I think it's pretty fun. Budgie changing the state of the Pokemon trading card game. Of all the Pokemon, a Budgie. Don't worry, I'm not looking to plug or anything. No worries. You can plug if you would like, Lithorium. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. You spoke to Wolf? Oh, cool, Lithorium. Nice. So I bumped into him at EYC. Plans Tokyo next year for the 30th anniversary, but you do aim to go to Hokkaido, Osaka, and Kyoto. Yes, Damien. The places I went in Japan were Tokyo and Kyoto. But there's so much to explore in Japan. I really do want to go back there. Sounds incredible. Love the idea of playing Pokemon Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon in Hawaii. Yeah, true, Damien. Going to Worlds last year with your copy of Sun, Moon, or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon would have been quite the experience. That's actually quite cool. I wonder if any content creator's done that. Like traveling around Japan playing Pokemon Generations 1 through 4. And then playing Generation 5 in America, Generation 6 in France. I know that people sort of travel around the places that are based on places in the Pokemon games, but just doing a whole playthrough while traveling around the countries of their respective games could be really cool. Play Generation 8 in the UK. Let's go. Traveling around the UK, eating at every Greggs that you find. Playing Sword and Shield. Perfect. And then Spain for Generation 9. US or UK, no visa needed. Thank you for confirming that, Tom. That's really helpful. That's really useful, Tom. Thank you for sharing your experience of traveling to Japan. The stamp is your visa. Passport stamp is your visa. Cacturn. Ooh. I love that idea, Al. Mega Cacturn. Or just an evolution of Cacturn. I'm trying to think what that would be. Even spikier Cactus. Have to look up different sort of kinds of cactus for what it could evolve into and what look it would have. Japan is very much on your to-do list. The culture, the cuisine, Japanese wrestling, your other nerdy hobby. Oh, interesting. I wasn't aware that sort of Japanese wrestling is a thing. Or do you mean sumo wrestling? In which case I was aware it was a thing, but I would also love to see some of that. And of course Pokemon. Yeah. The cuisine as well, Rich, as you say. Oh, Japanese is my favourite. I love sashimi. Sashimi is possibly my favourite dish ever. And sushi, of course, but just something about sashimi and how fresh it is and tender. Oh, goodness. Food is a big part of any place I would visit, for sure. Absol played Generation 7 on the plane to Hawaii for Worlds. Well, perfect. I mean, yeah, exactly. Playing it while travelling around the country, that would be pretty cool. Catching a shiny in every Greggs in the UK. Now that's a video idea. Yeah. Nice, Tom. Just camp out in those Greggs with your copy of Pokemon Sword or Shield. Fueled by sausage rolls and a dream. Sounds good to me. The first shiny I found in Sword and Shield was a Ditto, actually, I think. But, and it was in one of those, I can't remember what you call them now. But the Dynamax dens, but where they're golden. Golden Dynamax den, I don't know. But the first Generation 8 Pokemon I specifically shiny hunted in that game was Random Encounters for Nickit. I love foxes, my favourite animal. And I did eventually get it. I've been thinking about like a Generation 8 Dream Team quest. I'd probably go for Nickit again, to be honest, because I never actually used it. It was a rare example for me of a Pokemon you shiny hunt and then you kind of never use, but yeah, big fan of Nickit and Thievul. I'd love to see them in ZA, but we'll have to see. Sounds cool, it'd be fun to look back on a world tour you took and say, wow, I played a lot of Pokemon. Yeah, true. That's a good point, Al. I think you'd have to go for a proper holiday and then, I don't know, like 3 weeks and then spend a week of it traveling around doing the Pokemon playing or something. I'm sure there are some content creators who would do it. But yeah, I totally agree. You want to enjoy the place, the country that you're visiting. New Japan Pro Wrestling is awesome. Wow. Yeah, I'm not aware of it, Luke. Everyone, we're going to get up to 4,250. We're currently 42. Nice repetitive number there. But get up to 4,250 and then we'll call it a stream. Ethan and Tom and I, by the sounds of things, on this Greg shiny hunt. Perfect. Used to do competitive battling in McDonald's when you had no Wi-Fi due to moving house. Wow. Dedication to the cause, Damien. Love to hear it. Wrestling there is WWE kind of style, but a bit more intense and hard hitting. Oh, okay, Rich. Wow. Yeah, I'm totally unfamiliar. Kenny Omega. Okay. Yeah, I don't know them. Wow, this clearly is something that people are much more familiar with than I am, and maybe I should get on board with or see what it's all about at least. Like all these acronyms or initializations in the chat that I'm not familiar with. London has like 40 plus Gregs alone. Wow. I didn't know that. You'd be there for a while, yeah. So maybe just to make it, I love how seriously we're taking this, but maybe just to make it slightly more doable, you make it the London Greg specifically. Or even like a Pret. Can you imagine? So many Pret-a-Manger's in London. French words, but very much a UK staple. I don't even know if Pret is in France. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. People tend to know WWE more than AEW. Wow. Witnessing wrestling at Wembley, and that would be quite the experience. And that's quite a tongue twister as well. Witnessing wrestling at Wembley. 10 times fast, everybody. Witnessing wrestling at Wembley. Witnessing wrestling at Wembley. Witnessing wrestling at Wembley. Witnessing... We tried. I like it. I know quite a few tongue twisters off the back of drama school. I mean, I'm just sort of picking them up over the years. But that one is new to me. Gamma Luke is currently in Japan for 3 weeks. That's very cool, Damien. Alex U Splash is here. Oh, okay. It was needed here, I was going to say. I couldn't see Alex in the chat, but for sure, yeah, Alex U Splash is, or used to be, a wrestler. Pret would legit be impossible. Yeah, you might be right. Need the shiny charm at least. Greg's tour of Newcastle. Oh my goodness. 26 in a 2-mile radius. Wow. I mean, I just want to soak up the city, but doing the Pret tour, I mean, doing the Greg's tour sounds fun in its own way, for sure. London Gregs, you think, would absolutely be doable. Might take a few years. That video was like, yeah. It's like, the thing is, at what point does the novelty of the Greg stuff wear off and it just becomes... You could be shiny hunting anywhere, if you see what I mean. But very fun. living shiny decks in all London Greys. Wow. If anyone, by the way, here is not from the UK, Greg's is a... I realise I should have explained this sooner, and I apologise for not doing that, but Greg's is a baked goods chain. Sausage rolls, donuts, ice buns, all that sort of thing. And it's become sort of quintessentially representative of the UK, I think. Well, everyone, we're nearing the end of the stream, so I might as well sort of do the ending spiel now. Thanks so much for joining. All likes and subscribes, as I say, hugely appreciated. At last check, I was 3 subscribers away from 850. Who knows? Maybe we've reached that milestone now, but it would mean a huge amount. And aiming for 1,000 by second week, well, for a month's time, essentially, for the channel anniversary. I think we can do it. But all help towards that, hugely appreciated. Check out the next episode of the podcast that dropped today featuring Alex Dow, Pokemon Trading Card Gamecaster, who was casting UIC. Such a chill presence, had a really good chat. That podcast is all about getting to know the life stories and 6 Dream Team Pokemon of people in the community. Plenty more episodes of the podcast, including the 50th featuring Wolf. I recorded with Wolf yesterday, had a great time, and the episode is coming out in the first week of April for the 50th. And plenty more episodes of the podcast on the channel besides. Also, I'm streaming tomorrow, 5:45 GMT, as always. You know what it is. Every Thursday, I stream my quest to beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with just Ledian. We finally beat Flint last week. Can we go further? Can we beat the entire Elite Four? Come and join me tomorrow and find out. It's always a roller coaster. Tomorrow will not disappoint, so see you there. Plenty more content on the channel as well. All my comedy skits, silly Pokemon-based comedy skits, vlogs of the events I cast. I'm currently working on my EUIC video, and excited for that because it's pretty different from anything I've seen anyone do before. Channel memberships coming soon, channel music coming soon, as well as the anniversary. So a lot to stick around for, and I hope you'll support me on that journey. Discord community link below. Would be a pleasure to see you in Chazingra's Chocolate Factory. Come and join the merry folk. We are a friendly bunch. Be a pleasure to see and hang out off stream, but that's not shiny. But you know me, we always go for a bonus encounter. So let's see. Patreon link below as well if you want to support me as a creator, and you get bonus content from the Chazingdra Chats podcast on there. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight, everybody. Once more, likes and subscribes, hugely appreciated. You always make the time go very quickly, and it's always a pleasure just to hang with you all. So thanks for being here. How lucky I am to have such a supportive community around me. I've got quite a bit to catch up on it. Did defeat Battle Tree Legend Red a few days ago on Ultra Moon. Oh, nice. Good for you, Damian. 21. We can't end on 21 or female, so we keep going for a bit. Until it's a Totodile that can actually be shiny. My Greg's order... Actually, Rich, it's a really good question, but I haven't been to too many Greg's. I love an ice bun, though, so I'd probably go for something like that as a little treat. How about you, Rich? Greg's or bakery-themed Pokemon, yeah, and Alchemy in there, Fido. Love that, yeah. Feel it. You feel it. Thanks, Al. I'm glad that you're feeling it. Each shiny has one more item you can eat. You can expand our repertoire at Greg's. I have to ask about the home region tomorrow. Oh, sorry, Rich. I totally passed me by. That is a fantastic question. And yeah, we'll bear it in mind for tomorrow. That's going to be the last check, though, everybody. And it's not shiny Totodile. So, 4,252. Not bad innings for this stream. We nearly did 200 encounters on the stream. And it's just over an hour per 100 encounters, I find. But anyway, yeah, it's a fantastic question that you asked, Rich. I'm sorry that I definitely intended to get around to it. Hope you felt free to remind me of that in advance of now, because I would have been happy to talk about it. But yeah, so home region, and then once become champion, where I'd want to visit. Love that question. Yes, remind me tomorrow, and we'll talk about that. Anyway, the Wolf Bumper's incoming. Let's hold strong. It certainly is, Al. It certainly is. Well, let's hope there's a bump from that. You believe, Eli. Thank you. Ethan, can't leave the specific Gregs until you get shiny. Wow. Yeah, you're just camping out. I have to have a special arrangement with the managers. Let's go, Iris. Thank you so much, Double T. Yes, let's see Iris, our Lady Anne, succeed tomorrow. Maybe we'll beat the entire challenge tomorrow. It could all come down to tomorrow. So hope to see you there. Can't leave or eat anything different until you get a shiny. Wow. That sounds hazardous to health, but I mean, it's a funny idea. You're off Gregs at the moment on a health kick, but it would be sausage, cheese, and bean melt. Ooh. That sounds good, Rich, but good for you. GG's indeed, Tom. Thank you so much for hanging out. Always a pleasure to see you here. Good luck on that Arceus hunt. Because you stream much earlier on in the day, it's harder for me to catch your streams, but I hope at some point to be able to do that. Have a great evening as well. And yeah, the chat certainly was busy, which we love to see. We love to see. So everyone, for the final time, likes and subscribes, hugely appreciated. Thank you so much for hanging out. See you tomorrow, 5:45, some Lady Anne, and have a very merry rest of your day.